in my quest to unravel mysteries and stories about Galamsey, I embark on a journey to the western region of Ghana, where mining is the most sought after job and a means of livelihood for most of the locals. So my first stop is Ankobrah, where we took a canoe across the Ankobrah River to the closest community, which is also well noted for mining. This canoe ride is not what you would expect. Water we know to be colorless and mostly taking reflection of the sky and its immediate surroundings, in this case was different. The water we were transported on had a golden brown color, and this was a sad sight to see. But this was a small part of the bigger problem in most mining communities here in Ghana. So disembarking from the canoe, we had ahead of us about 500 kilometers to get to the township, and the road that would lead us was an untired bumpy road, which was only accessible by motorbikes and tricycle. Luckily for us, we got a good Samaritan who carried us on a tricycle into the community. But before we delve in, kindly do me one favor. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so, and stick and stay to the end of the video as we embark on this impactful and insightful expedition.
So we're currently in Wasa Esumia. Okay, I got the name right. So, as usual, I travel around to find stories and share with you guys. So it's a mining community actually, and I'm here to find anybody at all I can speak to. I know issues about mining here in Ghana now, or these days. It's very risky. The mining itself is risky. The sale of the gold is risky. Covering stories or bringing out stories about mining in Ghana now is also very risky. But hey, I'm here to do the job for you, to find out some stories here. So it's actually my first day here. I arrived here yesterday, and what's the time now? It's 5 minutes past 4 p.m. and so far we've only gotten one person to speak to. Anyone we talk to, it's more like a big deal to talk about issues related to mining, so no one really wants to open up. But luckily for us, I think this is the second community we are in. From where I stayed in, we moved to what?
This is the third.
This is the third community, right? What was it?
The place was Ankobrah.
Okay, and today here is Esumia. And where we stayed is Esukuma, sorry. Yeah, so no one actually wants to talk to us about anything related to mining. Luckily for us, the second community we visited, we got a chance to enter into is it a gold buying firm or something? Yeah. Actually, they buy gold. Yeah. So I mean, we got a chance to see. I got a chance to hold like a real gold today. So it's a rare privilege. Yeah. My first time holding gold. So I got the chance to hold gold, and yeah, when we go here, Asamo. So there's a child here drinking water. This water. So dirty water from the ground. Mama, why? Don't drink it, okay? Don't drink it, okay? Okay. Let's continue our vlog. Yeah, so luckily for us, our first person we got to speak to us on camera, we found some kids who were actually on a mining site. We approached them. Interestingly, they ran away when we were approaching, and then they told us they thought we were policemen. And we told them no, we're just touring around. We are just tourists. And then we happened to chance on them, and then we want to talk to them about what they are doing, why they are doing it, and even if they have interest in what they are doing or they've actually been instructed by an adult.
Depends on these three young guys who had a big mining field to themselves and were busily working for gold. One of the kids who mentioned his name as Nanayao told us the land belonged to his father.
My name is Nanayao. I'm 12 years old. Sometimes my dad calls me to come and assist him here. Other times too, I come on my own to work with my friends. I don't like school. What I like is to learn a trade. I can make small machineries Sometimes I also build miniature buildings using just sand and kitchen knife. After building, I get to use tiles and use for the flooring.
So Nana shows us how his mini excavator works.
I'm able to make between 100 to 500 cedis when I come here to work. Sometimes I give the money to my mom to use in buying clothes for me. The Galamsey, it's been helpful to us. But if I'm to stop one day, I think I'll pursue my engineering career. Because of my skill and passion in building these small cars and tractors. If only I had the chance to get help from someone, I would want to pursue my engineering career someday. This is a sad story of the young Nana Yao, who has a passion and ability to create and build from scratch. But due to some unfortunate reasons, he has been left here to fend for himself as a Galamseyer.
So the whole idea behind this documentary was not to be judgmental, but rather share all the information I gathered, as it were, during my stay here in this community.
So we seem to have some good news now. We've been working since morning. It's currently 6:35 p.m. But this is the drinking spot of one man who has agreed to talk to us. We spoke to him and then he agreed to talk to us. Let's see what he has for us. Let's go inside.
Galamsey a mood different. Say yes shootings. One leg. Tetebo. The gawaish ni nyina yesu nzu. Love you nyina yesu nzu. But nzu no e bi say nzu. The sense you pay, I love you and Zumbono. Say, Obeng, in Zua. Nasa Nibano assassin or a strong nurse obedia, obey to me at you in pipe. And go saying you because Obenyam Labaco to our obey to me at that dan why a Duma, assassin crassa, a brain gunsu. In Dinisa, and yes, be a Galamsey in Saint Zoo. Near assassin their sentence to about a ferry. Yeah, Bibiano Abayan is saying ye. The guy said difference the woman, not Chanvan and no Chanvan between Mehai, Cacre, between Jabe, one man, name go here. Or no longer sends you, but a train you a free zoom near the eye. The guy saying the Nina is you, but pay pain near every coast for the machines be a bear division. On any two amrani good for a forest him, a could to amrani machine if fast we good. On an almost say forest, but Galamsey Nangasa the forest they say, my cancer quiet Juma, Domingo. In the any ever fly and got crack did die the hair Galamsey, who could be a man quiet go forest him. In the any younger crack can any change on an abandoning Indian machine for and Gassa. Am I not send your bay? You bet for yam, a Juman goes on a Juman, one mining. If you say Galamsey will cruma a crony tumbon, but be a Galamsey will be alcohol assistant. The any crum was a crocon. Galamsey Nassau, you grow good to a guanina, Oba Galamsey, baby, a Galamsey will be a chronicist, a tumbon, a conanim, Bibia, am a cronia fe, a bois, a Gimano. Indeed, Galamsey, they are near a Jumaboni. I bit my free, Yamay. In the abandoned vanish,
So our speaker, who we will refer to as WOFA, admits that all the types of Galamsey make use of water, but some types have its consequences on the water bodies more deadly than the others. And also added that if the authorities could liaise with them, their activities could be more controlled and pose less or no threat to the ecosystem. Nana, who is a university student, was the next person who agreed to speak to us on camera.
So during the COVID time, that time I started Galamsey.
Started Galamsey during the COVID time. But I didn't enter into it just because I wanted that to be my profession. It was because of the COVID lockdown, that's why I entered into it. So while I was sitting in the house doing nothing, I joined them to also make some money.
My passion there for photography, art, videography.
I have passion in is art, photography, videography, and graphic design.
70% or 90% of
I think if about 70% of the people indulging in the Galamsey activity were properly educated, the consequences wouldn't have been deadly as it is now.
Yeah, by now we are losing. Yeah, me are losing at that time. I'm afraid I could be shootings. Tell me, if say we need go say machine a load, na machine excavator na be hip egu. Na the board, the board be out to swap between soon. Na ya pump machine ano. They say the washing before you. Say the load no mu you go say ah. Obo say here ba no kwaso hu ya bo say man for the board be out to no mu kita shooter out be no mu the shootings. Nti say load no mu ya go say no mu the board as so no mu the blankets ni sa Galamsey gadget ni na say to mu ya no mu shoot. No and she da here nso gidigidi. The here so be nso ka tell Syria. Now so my born returns something. Omunya pump machine tuma. Omo ba na say nso ni sa return na sa be gu no mo sa return. As in na security sa. During COVID time and the time of Galamsey am be better but first no na excavator na den. You look na say no one is hiding. It's a good plant mu. Then you plant the plant and so washing it and things. But is ano. And no man into say first no say of suggest for na be she excavators na dey in excavator one dem ejuma no so na ebua youth ni like neighbors house small community na ejuma no bo ntin recent means bia without excavator no pass why no we find on develop this area.
Nana also affirms that there are types of Galamsey that do not wash gold into the rivers, but are able to create a dam and recycle the water from the dam for their activities.
In the morning, we went to one Galamsey pit. Today is like an off day. Yeah, so there was no activity going on there. We did some interviews there with the person I was with. We did some drone shots to see how vast the land was.
I was curious about knowing how the gold buyers are able to tell a real gold from one which isn't, since they weren't using any machines to do so.
My gold they won't be able to say okay. Obi di ba me ma touch it. Me won say we real na we say anything. Enye real. The be ma. Me won say enye gold papa ni ye wo. To say ade wo damba boy you see. Also my gold pepper. Aha, ni ba betun dia ba say oni mo baby cow. Na utu use acid. Edi hu say we le good. Ni ade acid ni gusu ani na be na. But say gold that what the acid ni gusu a enye hwe.
So one of the ways of checking if a gold was real was to use acid. If any other metal at all is brought in to be sold as gold, once acid is poured on it, it will melt completely. So we did the acid test with a copper wire to see what happens.
And you good. They say drug that say good. And any nazuna or the baba or the acid do so benan. The boy ma a yellow game about the acid do so enan. Yama bema there or the behu ye. Oh no.
But it's not always the case that acid melts this fake gold. If it happens so, I have to rely on my experience in telling if it's real or fake. So the gold from its raw state goes through a series of stages before a gold bar or plate is derived. First, mercury is added to the gold dust to bind it. It is then heated to get its rich golden color. To get the gold plate or bar, a number of these raw gold are melted together. Pressure is then applied to get the gold in its purest state.
I have in my hand gold. Yeah, the precious metal gold. It's my first time seeing gold. I see it on television, I see it when there are royal gatherings. It looks very small, but I'm told it costs about 10,000 Ghana cedis. Yes. So this little piece of metal you see here costs about 10,000 Ghana cedis. And it takes a lot of struggle to get to actually get this piece of gold you see here in my hand. Yeah.
So on one of the days when we visited the gold buying shop, there was a situation. So some kids had come to sweep
and gather the dust in front of this shop, and were caught on the installed CCTV camera here. You'd ask why this was a big problem. Apparently, the dust that accumulates in front of the gold purchasing shop has a very high tendency of having some particles of gold dust in them. So periodically, the shop owners gather them and wash them for gold. So these kids were just being smart. We went back again to River Ankobrah, the same river we crossed our first day, just to explore the other part of the river.
So this is River Ankobrah. This is what we crossed to the other community yesterday.
We're back here again today to further explore with our drone.
Please check it on the map.
We met one man fishing in the polluted Ankobrah River. So although I'm fishing here, fishing is not my profession. But during the rainy season, when the water swells, I come here to fish. There is still fish in the river. I've got several fishes in my fridge, and I got them all from this river. Before the Galamsey activities went on the rise, the river was very clear and fishing activities here was quite simple.
On this first one well, to da, double to my who's I don't know them and clear, and he said, I'm going to be clear. Our woman will put the easy dying. I get a dear, then so I say you, Nature Padi Cuckoo, number I see you come there.
And although Galamsey has enriched most of the locals here, you can't take away the fact that it's left deadly footprints on the environment, causing destruction to cocoa, rubber plantation, lands, and on top of it all, the water bodies. And in my youthful days, we used to come here to swim, and the water was very clear at the time.
That's all ration money. Upis can tell. Upis can obey. You always obey. Don't make them sing there. Because if now, over here now, juniors and no husband. The crown for about first of all, the Macron is anything. Nangwala can was bang good school now. Well, good school at Tiffy Guardia. Massa, I don't want the Ababa and one and magic.
Kwajo is looking for a positive change in the line of work of these Galamseyers, but is also hoping that Galamsey is not scrapped off completely in this community, since it's their main source of livelihood. These young guys with motorcycles also make a living by transporting people from the community to the river and vice versa. So there weren't passengers here as they presumed, so they had to cross the river with their bike in the canoe to try their luck on the other side of the river. Do you believe Galamsey can ever be controlled and taxed to generate income to the country's GDP, so it does not leave any dangerous footprints on our ecosystem? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. We had a canoe operator who also added his voice to the subject on the table, Galamsey.
Going to think pa ocean se kwamba anya de obako wabwa pa isi agana matifu na Galamsey se bi matu
He, just like the other people we spoke to, mentioned that Galamsey has been helpful to their social life. He further added that Galamsey is not a sustainable profession, since the gold deposits in the land get depleted over time. What becomes of them after the gold is depleted?
Teacher for no. Or no, says I'm a bebo. Bebo can tell me what they didn't know. Can tell me. Oh no, we are saying now, if you know, when you know, Bibia will never, Bibia will never. Back a crown, no, Oqua, Unyabi. And by running now, on the Jaco, on my young dirty, come baby. I will fall back a crown who will be a.
This one, because but they don't also feel yet. Nti uboso saa abusua mu kwaya na adwuma mu mo ye na nti kan bebre ko kan bebre a we ka say o ba na maya wonim say yen wasafo ye sitire kan say bebre nti am so ne.
Many kids join this Galamsey not because of choice, but because they have no option. Most of these kids come from a very poor background, so they only join Galamsey to make a living.
Galamsey no also mo school dey advantage and disadvantages. So as you compare no me hunu ma you say aboa na depend on you. Yes. Me dey aboa me. Aboa me say me tia akemi ma. Na ma make fact me nchia mo. Say me koko 30 acres near dear cry. Nka ebia mentimi mfa me baba kumponko tertiary ani ene kre ba ko pe.
The question of whether Galamsey is good or bad, anything has advantages and disadvantages. Personally for me, I would say it's been helpful to me. Even if I had 30 acres of cocoa, maybe I wouldn't have been able to take care of any of my kids through to tertiary.
Go to Jumana. Aboa. The Mississippi then won the Kumbia, the hotel supermarket, or the penny in a man. Aboa me, aboa me. I mean, aboa me, aboa me, go to Jumantino. I don't do na suku kono anti mama papa. Imprewa yinse so be.
One of the disadvantages of this our goal job is that a lot of kids drop out of school to come and work on this Galamsey fields. And now teenage pregnancy is on the rise due to the fact that girls from poor financial background tend to be vulnerable and mostly fall victim to these rich Galamseyers. Let's keep striving to make a positive impact. Together, we can create a world worth exploring. If you found this content helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay tuned for more impactful videos like this. I'll see you in the next one.